Now at 9, the second city election forum is underway. We have the latest.
And a new garden is on its way to Muncie's south side, how this can help the food desert.
And 2 U.S. worker strikes continue on. What negotiations could be on the table?
Attorney General Merrick Garland testified today at Capitol Hill what Republicans are accusing him of.
And even though the first day of fall is on Saturday, summer is here for a little bit. I'll let you know how long coming up.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Alex Almanza.
And I'm Anna Chalker. Tonight, a forum began 2 hours ago for Muncie's at-large city council, city clerk, and city court judge, making it the second election forum held by the city of Muncie.
Yeah, and our team has been on the ground at Muncie Central High School where Tara Konieczny, she sat on both sides of that discussion, and lots of issues being discussed tonight at that forum.
And we also had a lot with the first one at the mayoral one, and I know a lot of people have been able to talk about what they want Muncie citizens to know about and what they want to bring their concerns to, especially coming to the ballot. Questions that got asked tonight, and we have Tara Konieczny live right now. She's going to go ahead and kick off our coverage with this. Tara.
That's right, guys. Tonight, city council, clerk, and judges got to sit up on the stage and debate while also taking community questions. Questions got asked to 7 council persons as well as 2 candidates for city clerk and 1 candidate for city judge. One topic that was brought up was keeping businesses in Muncie and creating more jobs.
Great businesses here in town that are looking to expand, so we need to be able to support those opportunities for expansion for those businesses.
And the other side of the aisle was focused on more livable wage jobs.
To create jobs. We've got to create jobs somehow. We just got to get some way to have jobs where people can spend the dollars. Like you were saying, I have to agree with you. I'm sorry.
Other hot topics brought up were what to do about abandoned homes, as well as the struggling Muncie Mall, noting that it is still privately owned, but City Council can work to bring businesses back into the mall. A topic discussed among all the candidates was a heavy addiction problem in the community, saying more resources need to be out there for courts to use and spread the word about rehabilitation services. The community will be able to vote on these candidates starting November 7th. That's all for now. Live in Muncie, Tara Konieczny, NewsLink, Indiana.
All right, Tara Konieczny live for us at the discussion. Tara, thank you. Now, a local group is trying their hand in combating food desert problems on Muncie's south side. Recently, Plank Brothers Bicycle Company provided a nearly 2-acre plot of land to create what they're calling the Common Ground Urban Farm. Now, the goal is to help restore local ecosystem services while also providing economic growth through profitable food and flour product sales. Now, it'll also help minimize food insecurity issues in Muncie. And according to the project proposal and business plan, the farm design will prioritize sustainable building solutions and products while utilizing community volunteerism for construction and management of the space.
It's definitely dedicated to impacting the local food system and improving the local community's relationship with their food and where it's coming from, and really just trying to help provide food for people in an area that is considered a food desert.
And if you'd like to lend a hand, you can find more information on volunteerism on the Common Markets Facebook or Instagram pages. And, I saw a few tomatoes there. It's definitely towards the end of that gardening season, but, fall's right around the corner.
It is, and it was a perfect day, especially to finish up the garden, get things prepared for fall. Jack Van Meter has a first look at our summer forecast.
Yeah, fall is around the corner. However, today was really one of the last great days of summer. As we saw today, our high was actually 83 degrees. And when you look at our average high of only 77 degrees, you really felt it. So summer's trying to hold on just a little more as well. But as we look at the next 12 hours here, we can see we're just going to hold steady in the mid-60s overall, tonight and into tomorrow morning. But what we're tracking on the show for you tonight is we do have those 80s sticking around throughout that weekend. We need that water bad, and we do have some rain next week.
Jack, thank you. One Muncie man has been formally charged with murder. Caesar Curtis was arrested last Thursday in the disappearance of his ex-wife, Marsha Curtis. According to the affidavit, Marsha was last seen on September 1st. Muncie police were made aware of Marsha's disappearance on September 6th after her daughters became concerned. They had not heard from Marsha and were told she hadn't shown up to work. Caesar told officers he and Marsha got into an argument the night of the 1st, and he dropped her off on Jackson Street and Butterfield Road, where he said she walked north of Jackson. Her body was found on September 14th. Charges are pending in the Delaware Circuit Court number 4, and Caesar is being held without bond.
And in your national headlines, Attorney General Merrick Garland testified at a hearing on Capitol Hill today. Now, Republicans have accused Garland of failing to protect the Department of Justice from politics. Now, Republicans have also accused the Biden administration of, quote, weaponizing the DOJ, among other things. Garland rebuked the notion that the Justice Department is biased. Now, his remarks also included a very emotional moment when he laid bare how serious the matter is to him.
Repaying this country for the debt my family owes, for our very lives, has been the focus of my entire professional career.
And the debt Garland is referring to is that America welcomed his family when they fled religious persecution in Eastern Europe at the start of the 20th century. Now, his grandmother and 2 of her siblings made it to the U.S., but 2 did not. Now, Garland said those 2 were later killed in the Holocaust. Possible movement in 2 major U.S. worker strikes. United Auto Workers leaders are back in talks today with 2 of the top 3 U.S. automakers, and that's according to a source familiar with the meetings. And all this as walkouts at 3 major production plants roll through a 6th day.
And in Hollywood, screenwriters have been on the picket line for months, with most major productions essentially halted. Their union leaders are now back at the negotiating table with studio heads. Laura Aguirre has the latest on both of these high-profile collective bargaining showdowns.
On day 6 of the auto workers' strike, the clock is ticking.
No wheels, no deals.
The union says more plants will strike if executives at the Big 3 don't offer better contracts by noon on Friday. An impasse continues over demands like wage increases, pensions, and a 4-day work week.
I have a problem with the approach the union's taking. Let's pay people what they deserve, but let's not be paying for people not to work.
I stand with the striking UAW workers. They deserve to share in these record profits that the executives are taking home.
The UAW, Ford, and GM are in talks Wednesday, says a source familiar with negotiations, adding the union meets with Stellantis, which owns Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram, on Thursday. Union screenwriters, producers, and actors have been picketing for weeks, but talks between writers, producers, and major studios resumed Wednesday. Key sticking points: higher pay, streaming data transparency, and how artificial intelligence is used.
I support WGA and SAG as it relates to their existential stress as it relates to streaming and how it's radically changing the business model as it relates to artificial intelligence.
I don't want industry, studios to be able to use my likeness in perpetuity. We're striking as a whole because we're a family, and if one artist is struggling, we're all struggling.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
All right, coming up, interest rate hikes on pause, what this could mean for inflation.
And a potential government shutdown is on the horizon, how this may affect your travel plans.
I love you!
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
and Clark sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom
Reaching residential areas.
and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Welcome back. The U.S. Federal Reserve concluded a two-day policy meeting today without another hike in interest rates as it awaits more data on how previous rate hikes have affected the economy. Now, July's increase brought the benchmark lending rate to a 22-year high. Now, could the Fed be done raising rates, or is the battle against inflation still raging, that is? Gloria Pazmino takes a look at the road ahead.
The U.S. Federal Reserve hitting pause on interest rate hikes as the central bank waits to see what impact previous increases have had on the economy.
We've covered a lot of ground, and the full effects of our tightening have yet to be felt.
But the break doesn't mean the Fed is done yet.
The possibility of another rate hike to come in either November or December is still very much on the table.
Though inflation is steadily slowing and the unemployment rate is relatively low, the U.S. economy is still contending with challenges that could hamper progress, namely high gas and energy prices.
If those prices are sustained at high levels, they can spill over into the prices of other goods and services.
Another factor at play, a looming government shutdown, with Congress showing no signs of reaching a federal budget deal by the deadline at the end of this month.
If they persist for any length of time, it really starts to act as a pretty heavy drag on the economy.
And while the Fed may be taking its foot off the gas for now, Bankrate.com's Greg McBride says not to expect lower interest rates anytime soon.
The Fed is going to leave interest rates at an elevated level for a period of time to truly make sure that this inflation issue has been eradicated.
In New York, I'm Gloria Pazmino.
The White House is issuing a stark warning about the looming government shutdown. Lawmakers are struggling to reach a consensus on a plan before funding expires on September 30th. And if they don't, the White House says active duty military, federal law enforcement personnel, air traffic controllers, and TSA officers would have to work without pay. Meanwhile, FEMA's disaster relief fund could be depleted and food safety inspections under the FDA would be delayed. House GOP leaders are planning to vote on this proposed funding bill this week, but many conservative members have already threatened to prevent it from going to the House floor.
And Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says a government shutdown will severely impact the air traffic control industry as it struggles to rebuild. And speaking to a House panel today, Buttigieg said the FAA is already short 3,000 air traffic controllers, and a shutdown would bring hiring efforts to a halt.
But we now have 2,600 air traffic controllers in training. A government shutdown would stop that training. Even a shutdown lasting a few weeks could set us back by months or more because of how complex that training is.
Well, the FAA has asked airlines to fly fewer flights in the metropolitan New York area over the next year due to understaffing. Now, aviation officials say it'll likely be 5 years before the air traffic control sector is fully staffed.
Currently, we do have comfortable temperatures around the area, but we have another 80-degree day. I'll have that and more coming up.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other,
on a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
it's time we take a step forward
it's time we take a step forward,
Come together.
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back. I'm weather forecaster Jack Van Meter. Taking a step outside the studio right now, we're greeted with 71 degrees. It's kind of nice since we were in the 80s today. First time we've been there in a little bit, and it's all being fueled by these southeast winds. Now, granted, they've been light, thankfully, but they're just ushering in warmer temperatures throughout the area. And as we can see on the map here, everybody's quite comfortable right now. 71 degrees in Muncie, 73 degrees in Indianapolis, and 70 down in Terre Haute as well. As we look at our current radar situation, we know that it's quite calm around our area, but off to our west, we can see that cloud cover build, a little bit of rain down to the south, but that's not the main story tonight. The main story will be just the cloud cover that is moving into our area. So for our forecast for tonight, we do have a low of 60 degrees, again with those clouds building. Unfortunately, we do need a little bit of rain because as we look at this drought monitor, we can see actually just north of Fort Wayne, they are actually in an abnormal drought. Thankfully, we're not there yet. We're just abnormally dry here in Muncie. We're actually in a deficit of almost 2 inches of rain. So we do need moisture just a lot pretty much. But unfortunately, when we look at our outlook, we can see that we will be below average for the next 6 to 10 days. I do have a chance of rain in our forecast coming up next week. Hopefully that can help get us back to where we should be for this time of year. But now looking at our forecast for tomorrow, so starting off, we'll be a little cool, 60 degrees, 8 a.m., so you may want to grab that light jacket as you're headed out. Warming up to a great high though, again, 80s again, 82 degrees by 5 p.m. So that is something to look forward to. Again, summer is trying to hold on a little bit longer. But as we track out the start of fall, we can see kind of our leaf cast here. So this is kind of fun. So we're thinking we're going to hit our peak colors around mid-October here in Muncie. It's one of my favorite times of year. I think it's so pretty. Granted, you have to rake, but you know, we all could use a good workout, you know. And now looking at our 7-day forecast, we can see those 80s persist through the weekend. Saturday, again, that first day of fall looking gorgeous. We do have a chance for rain Sunday and Monday and also on Wednesday as well. Guys, I am just enjoying this last little bit of summer.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, Jack, thank you very much. And, you know, that leaf forecast that you had up, you know, I'm not looking forward to all that raking, but you know what? You know, my mom's always gonna say you gotta rake the leaves.
Oh, it's something. It's something you all got to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's you got to shovel the lawn, or excuse me, shovel the driveway. There you go. In winter, and you got to rake in the fall. So it's just something we all got to do.
You could try shoveling the lawn, but might not do
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right. Let's send over to sports with more.
Thanks, Alex. One Ball State club looks to dodge inconsistency, and another looks to set a new pace for themselves. All this and more next in sports.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Bryce Dimsevich with sports. Ball State clubs are jumping into action, and one club is catching a lot of attention in their second semester of life. NewsLink Indiana's Max Robson dove over to the rec center for some dodgeball fun with a potential future professional.
Get ready to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge with President Caleb Keaton as he hones in his skill at Dodgeball Club, looking forward to the big stage. Starting in the second semester of his freshman year, this sophomore looks to rush into action, averaging over 20 people at every event. He shares his joy in founding one of the newest clubs on campus.
There is no dodgeball club, so my favorite sport is dodgeball, so I really wanted to play dodgeball. I want to be like a professional dodgeball player, so this is where it starts.
Following his love of the game, Caleb thanks his members for bringing the joy to the courts.
I like talking to everybody and just being social. That's actually my favorite part besides playing dodgeball.
In this fun-for-all social exercise, people of all grades, ages, and majors are able to come out and have fun while still meeting new people.
The camaraderie and just having fun and listening to music and playing dodgeball.
Being able to be active and just meeting people, have a good time. It's just a good way to get out there and not have to stay in my room all the week. So
Caleb takes this fun time to train for his future goal, becoming a professional dodgeball player.
I gotta go to a tournament. It's called USA Dodgeball Tournaments, Premier Tournaments, but they do them around the country. So I have to go to one of those and sign up to get scouted and then see what they do with that. And then they'll test your skills and everything.
Keaton and the crew look forward to meeting new people in the rec center, room 141 from 8 to 9:30 p.m. every week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. In Muncie, Maxwell Robson, NewsLink, Indiana.
On over to another club on campus, Ball State Run Club is hitting full stride. Running since 2003 and formerly known as the Ball State Runners Association, this club has grown into one of the most visible sports clubs on campus. Ball State Run Club represents BSU at several regional and national races each year, and positive atmosphere continues to grow each time they meet.
I love the atmosphere in the Run Club. I think we all get along really well, and that's my goal as the president. I just want to make sure we're all friends with each other and that we're all comfortable running together and just hanging out outside of Run Club as well.
Yeah, it just keeps you motivated and make sure that you're doing it. And also it can help you to run faster, because if you're running with people the same speed as you, you keep up with them, you don't really fall back.
Run Club meets at 4 p.m. Monday through Friday inside the front doors of Llewellyn Pool off McKinley Avenue. Everyone is welcome to show out and join the run. To run over to the gridiron, Indianapolis Colts tight end Kylan Granson scored his first career touchdown in his 31st game on Sunday, but saved the celebration for social media. He posted a series of pictures alongside his partner with his touchdown ball, imitating a photo shoot for a newborn child. Posing with a flower behind his ear and a smile on his face, Granson shares in the moment with a football he holds dear. The caption read, quote, "After 3 years of trying, it's finally here," with a baby bottle emoji as a combination. Granson plans to deliver on his preseason promise by giving his first touchdown ball to his mother. Now, we talked a lot about clubs with both the Run Club and the Dodgeball Club. There are a plethora of stuff to do here at Ball State. How do you guys think that these two clubs are great for the college students here at Ball State.
I think it's really helping the kids especially who didn't get to play sports in college and they thought maybe the end would be at high school, but it's giving them the opportunity. Now I will say some of NewsLink Indiana was a part of the dodgeball club once. We did play dodgeball. We are not as good as they are. Letting you all know now. But other than that, it gave us an opportunity and many other students. Bryce, thank you so much.
All right. Well, Amelia Winter will have a look at your campus coverage.
And we'll have one final look at your weather, all this after the break.
I love you!
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
and Clark sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom
Reaching residential areas.
and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just,
Only you can prevent wildfires.
like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. My name is Amelia Winter, and this is your campus coverage. Earlier today, the Cardinal Career Fair took place inside Worthen Arena. Students had the opportunity to meet with employers, get help with their resumes, and build connections for the future. Although the Career Fair happens every semester, this year there are more employers, and now there is a new app connected to the Career Fair.
One of the other changes that will be made is we have a new app from Cardinal CareerLink that helps students connect with employers. So they can go on that app and they can search for where those employers are around the concourse, and they can actually highlight those employers.
City allows employers to log in and post jobs, but also allows students to find those jobs and other internships available. If you are unable to attend the career fair today, fortunately, there will be more opportunities in the future during second semester.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a really great opportunity for students to kind of not be so overwhelmed by just scrolling through and trying to find jobs. I know looking for a job can definitely be very stressful.
It definitely is, and I think especially for them, even if this is your first year, it's kind of nice that they're able to get the experience and maybe they don't know what they want to do yet, so having that many people there is nice. Amelia, thank you so much. And now over to Jack for one final look at weather.
Yeah, guys, as we can see, that first day of fall will be Saturday, but we have some 80s to get through for that. As we can see, 82 tomorrow, 83 on Friday, and then Saturday, that first day of fall, again, another 83-degree day. Thankfully, we do have some rain coming through Sunday and Monday, so hopefully that can help get us out of our drought a little bit. But as you can see also, with that rain, we're back into average temperatures, back into the middle 70s and high 70s as well. So really cool, comfortable temperatures as well.
Goodbye, summer. Well, that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.